3, 2, 1.
And we're live. Welcome to Third Eye Open, everybody. It's Charles, your host, and I'm always. I'm here with your co-host, Vance.
What's up, guys? Ready to talk about our next subject on our podcast?
We're gonna go right into Coral Castle, and I'm gonna go ahead and start sharing here because we got to get a visual on this guy right here, Ed Leeds Golden. His name's pretty weird, right? I mean, let's see.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's pretty interesting. There, I got the picture up right now.
Okay, for sure. There we go. His
And look
name's
at that.
Ed Leeds Golden. So
From
him right there.
Russia, Mother Russia, right, or somewhere over
Yeah,
there.
he's a very small, slender man. He is a Russian.
Latvian American or something like that.
No, he's I think so. Yeah,
So it's one of those
he came in through New York, right?
weird places named in Russia.
Yeah, he came in through New York, right?
Came
I
in through
mean,
New York,
we did
yeah.
a lot more research on him personally.
Yeah, he came down from New York. The reason why was because he was supposedly struggling with some tuberculosis issues, I guess. Excuse me. But
That's him right there.
he headed down south with, I guess, a warmer climate to help with his lungs and stuff. And I guess miraculously, he healed. He claims that he used a magnetic type of way to help him heal, which which makes it a mysterious subject to talk about him. And he mentioned a lot of things about mysterious things like the way of the pyramids and stuff that we want to talk about in this podcast. So that's why we're bringing it up. And
Hmm.
he's
And he definitely stated that he knew the secrets of the pyramids. That's not anything that's kept quiet. He stated that very openly, and
yeah
he's pretty small, and he made all these structures, 20-ton blocks. I think there's a 30-ton block on the property as well, just a part of the wall. And I mean, look how clean that looks right there in that old photo.
yeah
That nice little cut right there. I
right
know it's a
there.
lot more
Yes,
faded away. Now you can't really see that, but that's like casting a shadow right there. Uh,
yeah. He ended up migrating down to all the way down to Homestead, Florida, right there in our backyard. And that's another thing that made it interesting. An interesting subject for us to talk about because it's right there, Coral Castle, and we've been there ourselves. So
Yeah, it's a life-changing experience, to be
it was
honest.
really like it was a weird vibe. I mean, I was young last time I went. Charles went a little bit more recently than me, but yeah, it was. I remember being when I was a kid there with you. It was really different. It was cool though. Definitely cool. It caught our interest. So
And absolutely, it was amazing to see all these structures and to know that one man built this, and for reasons
yeah,
that honestly we won't really know whether it's true or false that he built it
yeah,
for his Sweet 16. That's what the story is, you know. That's what the guides tell you when you go there and you see all these structures and they show you these structures and there's a little structure carved into one part of the wall that looks like an alien to me personally, but they're gonna say it's a monkey face or something like that, or you know. But it's also said that when asked, Ed would say that that was his Sweet 16, that little carving.
yeah. And that's what also I guess what we said inspired him, right,
Mhm.
to do
Make
this.
Coral
I
Castle, right?
guess.
So if that's
Yeah.
true,
Well,
then you know,
originally it was named Rockgate, right?
Yeah, definitely. For the front gate, that was, I believe, a 9-ton rock that spun, and just by the push of a finger, you can, an 8-year-old girl could push it open just by touching it, and it just
Right,
swung
right.
right open. And that's the name of the park originally, Rock Gate Park.
But then I think it ended up changing.
Mhm.
Well,
And eventually it changed to Coral Castle. And I think that's I don't know if
that's how
this
we
is
know.
before
That's
or
how I've
after,
always
but
known it. Until I started researching this with you, that's when I learned it was Rockgate. And actually,
yeah,
before like he made it like a tourist attraction or like made people run. He just named it like Ed's Place or something. Like it was just like a place that
yeah,
was
people
his.
just knew that that
That
was his
was
place
yeah, that it was
before he
being
gave it a
built.
name, I guess, and started
Yeah,
charging people.
exactly. It was really
Look, you can
fun
see Mars right there.
researching this stuff too, because it was like right there in Florida where we're from.
Hmm.
So
It was easy to go there. I mean, these trees look typical of like going to one of the parks around here, you know?
yeah,
He literally had nothing around him, most likely at that time, you know. But now I'm sure there's, well, I know there is a whole bunch of like a gas stations and just everything right
yeah,
across the street. Like it's weird to have this, and then all of a sudden you have a gas station, a 7-Eleven right there, and it's pretty crazy to
yeah.
see
So
that radical
meaning like we're
change.
saying that he did all this stuff, moved all them rocks back when, like we're saying,
He made this Coral Castle in 1923 is when he made it by himself.
started making it or whatever, or like
No, he made it, and I believe it was open at 1923. It started in 1923,
oh,
and
that's crazy.
he made all of this. I think that was before it was moved, 1923.
Oh yeah, so not to mention that I did read up on that before too. He had to move these things. He had to move
Yeah,
these things. Not only like was it like just in one place, like he moved this whole place to another site, which
some
is pretty
people claim it's
crazy.
due to the energies of the Earth. They moved the magnetic shift, and he wanted to move it to get a better reception, I guess.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And
It's like
these
I
are the
got to do
chairs.
this. I got to move it here.
And some people say that these chairs have healing effects. That's probably what, you said healed Ed.
Yeah, yeah. Like he miraculously healed from tuberculosis. Like that's not something you just heal from back in the 1930s and stuff. I mean, I don't know if
At
they had
all.
medicines. Maybe they did, but I remember in Red Dead Redemption. I mean, I don't know if I'm spoiling anything, but my boy Arthur. But yeah, he started. Like that's not a well going disease. So he says that he claims that magnetic forces and he learned the ways of like to use the earth and the stones, I guess, to help him, heal.
It's definitely a mystery in my mind how he did this
I
exactly, to be
and
honest
and
with you.
you said that you remember when you went to the park recently, like there was signs of like showing that they were meant for like healing and stuff, or they could.
Mm. Yeah, the chairs had healing powers, specific rocks, and I guess those are set in a specific location to, use electromagnetism to
Right, right.
heal you from the earth, I guess you would say. This is another fun fact. A music video was actually filmed there. What was the artist, Vance? I don't know why too well.
Billy Joe, I think it was.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
yeah, I just ended up seeing that in like pop culture news, and
yeah.
I thought that was
Just a
pretty
little
interesting. He's just
fun
chilling there,
fact.
like with the guitar, like posted up. But
This is actually
yeah,
Ed
that's
right
pretty
here,
cool.
and this is
That's
speculation
back
about
in
the
the
black
day.
box. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit here. There we go. It's a little blurry, but
Nice.
these are old pictures. Uh,
Just over.
Probably rare
That
pictures.
kind of looks like like back in the like 1930s, like that little setup that he has right there, whatever that black box was or is. That kind of looks like impressive, like technological, like
I mean, he just made a
really.
simple tripod, is what it looks like.
I mean, but
I
like it
don't
looks
think
like
that one person alone, and I don't think that that can. I don't know the dimensions and
I'm not saying that
the
that's not
capacity of it,
possible, but
but
it just kind of looks like odd. Like you don't, you would like doesn't look like we look at all these trees in the background. Like it just doesn't look in place.
right.
It looks like someone's driving by that. They're
I mean,
gonna double
maybe
look at it, you know.
I could see him maybe using this to just lift up something, but that's about it. I don't think it's on wheels or anything. You can't move it anywhere. You know what I mean? Where is it? How is
We
he
have no
doing it? You
idea
know?
like what it is. Like what is the speculation?
I mean, it's just he used electromagnetism. Maybe he
Oh,
has a
he's
lot of
saying that
cables
helped
and
him.
cords, and he's saying that. Well, people were saying that
I
he
guess
would
that's
weave
a.
these things around the object that he wants to transport, right? And
I mean,
change
they
the
gotta.
magnetism of it. So
Yeah.
essentially, you would be able to make this weightless and it would just be floating. And you could just move it with your hand, just ever so lightly. Just move it, push it,
So
for
that like
example, onto a
substituted
truck.
him. You're saying like that would substitute
Yeah.
him to move this shit.
And it would make sense because
Didn't even say
there's
that. Brought
stories
these big
of
ass
floating
rocks.
rocks. You know, there's kids that say that they've seen Ed, or when they
Yeah,
were children, they said that they saw Ed moving these rocks by floating. They were
like at
just floating,
nighttime and
pushing them
stuff.
around.
Yeah.
And there's also another story of a truck driver. He went to go pick up some of the rocks that Ed wanted to move, and Ed told him, you know, I'll come by the time you come back, I'll have your truck loaded. And the guy thought it was just a joke, you know. So he went to the bathroom or something and came right back,
Right.
probably to get his wallet. And by the time he came back, I'm talking about like ridiculous amount like of time. Like it should
Like
have
not
taken
even like
way
5 minutes.
longer, you know. Like yeah, and he came back and his truck was completely loaded. He
With
didn't
his
hear any heavy
megalithic
machinery.
rocks,
He didn't hear
bro.
nothing. It was just he came back and it was loaded and Ed was gone. Like that's kind of
Suspect.
crazy when
That's
you think about it.
suspect.
Yeah, when
That's
so many people
sus.
were saying
You
something,
acting
you know?
sus, bro.
Yeah. We're gonna have to vote him out.
No, but yeah, this is why we're talking about him because it's just odd things like people just don't really want to talk about it or think about it, but it's like this stuff could be real, you know? I
Here's
mean,
another view right here.
it's a
This is
beautiful
where you
coral castle
and over
garden.
here, right over here. Walk in right there,
Okay, okay. I see.
and there's some more chairs there I'd made. Little fountain right there. Looks like this is his little tool shop or his shed, you know, where he'd keep all of his tools right down here. And then right up top there, up these stairs right here, you can see a little entrance right
That
there.
was his main like living
Goes right
quarters. Was
up,
like
and
a
that's where.
two-story, right?
And he wouldn't live there originally. Originally, he would live in a shed that was on the property. And then something happened where he had to move, and he just decided that he was going to live inside of the property. So he didn't even build it to live in it. I mean, that was a little weird as well. I thought, man, if I'm going to go through the trouble of cutting this out, moving it, building it, putting it in place, and
Goodness,
I'm
yeah.
going to live in it, I'm
It's
going to
like a
use it, you
fortress
know?
almost, bro.
Literally. I mean, literally.
There's like a wall
Right
around
over
the
here
whole
is
thing, right?
that alien face, and I think it's an alien. It's pretty crazy, the way it looks. Just yellow marbles for eyes, some eyebrows, not even a nose, just two little poked holes, and a slit for a mouth. And his head is in the shape of, you know, a typical gray alien. And this was way before Roswell. Roswell was in 1947.
Where they had like
Yeah, the
pictures of like a gray alien or
yeah,
something
where
like
people
that.
started having the images of, you know, the typical gray alien, you know.
Yeah.
That's when it all started, in my opinion, more or less, with this gray alien. But he had this on his wall in 1923. He had that there. I mean, that's impressive. If he really did have contact with aliens and they gave him the secrets, you know, of the pyramids and stuff, that's
It's speculation, but I mean, hey man, government's talking
uh,
about this crazy stuff being real. I'm starting to believe it too. So
you know, why
that's
not?
why I'm more interested in opening that third eye.
Yeah, right. This right here is actually the only rock left that spins. It's takes a little bit of work. You know, it's old, but it still spins. If you push it hard enough, it'll move and spin. Right here. I don't
Oh,
know how
okay,
much
okay.
that
Yeah,
weighs,
he
but
had
it has to be a lot,
like
at least
two or
five
three,
tons.
right? Like rock spinning like,
He only
and
had
it was just like
two. Yeah,
Okay.
he only had the one right here, and then he had the front door. But the front door broke, which we're gonna get to.
Okay.
Right now, look, this is an overview of the whole complex.
It's pretty dope. It's
This
like a
is
nice
the
little rock garden.
part of the telescope right here. We'll go into that later, though. Another one. This right here is interesting. I think is a good little fun fact as well. I honestly believe that this was meant to symbolize,
The triangle
the
piece.
pyramids. That he knew the secrets of the pyramids. To
Yeah,
me,
it's like
it just looks like something that was built inside of the pyramids. If you ever saw a deconstructed pyramid on, let's say, the History Channel or something or
uh
whatever, in the middle, you see these shapes resting on top of the main chamber, I
oh
believe,
really?
and they're
And
going
it's like
straight
almost
up
like
like
that.
that. Yeah, it's like 4 or 5 of them, I think, going up, meant to represent, I think, the different levels of their underworld or afterlife or his ascent
Right.
to the afterlife. I would say.
See, I didn't know about
Correct me
that.
if I'm wrong, but by
No,
all means,
I don't know about that.
yeah.
But that's pretty cool, bro. Like, I mean, it does like it's like a triangle shaped like stone. And how the hell did he get that up there?
I mean, and just
that
set it
that I
in
mean, the
that
picture
position,
like
I
these
mean,
pictures
it's a
don't
little
do
fuzzy, but
justice. Like, I mean, we've been there and seen these rocks. They're huge, man. Like, it doesn't seem like a levee and a pulley is just gonna pull this thing up there like with one man.
at
This
all.
man was 5 feet tall, bro. 5 feet tall. Like,
It's really impressive. Let's see. All right, onto the rock gate. Alrighty, look at this.
yeah, the
Mind you,
rock gate,
mind you, I believe that
the
this right
infamous
here,
rock gate.
yeah, this cut right here was probably done after when they were trying to fix it because this is pictures of the gate broken, like it's already
Oh,
broken.
look at the bottom right there.
But
You can actually
yeah,
see like the freaking the axle or like the
hmm
the tire
parts
that
of
he
the car
used.
parts. He cut out this 9-ton piece of rock first of all.
Yeah,
Then he drilled a hole straight through it, right, to put this axle in it.
straight through
And on
that
top
bit
of that, he modified an axle off of a Ford, a 19 something Ford,
to support a
and
freaking
9 tons.
to support a huge ass megalithic rock. Like that's
And I couldn't find any pictures, uh, honestly, of the rock that was underneath this rock gate, but it was there originally when the rock gate was built, and you can push it very easily with zero effort. An 8-year-old
yeah,
girl could push it,
right.
and then it broke. The gate
That was
broke.
later though. That was later. Like
Yeah, the original gate lasted from 1936 to 1986, and then researchers and actual professors and students from the university nearby tried to fix it. They all
yeah,
looked at it. They brought huge cranes in.
professional
Uh,
like crane people.
some of the rock, I believe the cranes were about 20 tons or so, and
They
some of the
can lift
biggest rocks
anything.
there I think are 30 tons. The biggest rock is 30 tons. So he had rocks there that were heavier than the cranes that they brought.
And
I
he
mean,
he uplifted them like he
yeah,
erected them.
yeah, he put them in place. He quarried them, everything. It's very impressive. The fact that he did this
By
by
himself. And
himself.
multiple people, yeah, multiple people say that he did it by himself. Like he did it by himself. This
Yeah.
man, 5 feet tall.
Yeah. And when they made this and they fixed it, it only lasted until 2004, and it wasn't the same when they made it because they didn't use the same stone at the bottom. That when they researched the stone and tried to find its point of origin and
Oh
see what
yeah,
it
he put like
was,
this
it was
stone.
unidentified. It was unidentified.
It
They
was to
they
support like the axle, right, or
yeah,
something.
it probably rested right, if that's the point that was in the ground, right
No, I would
underneath
say
that,
like the bottom. No, the bottom.
or the
Like
bottom. If this is the top right here going in, but I mean, this is saying that it's the bottom, but I mean, if that was the
damn.
top, uh,
Well,
I
we'll
could see
go
that
keep
being the
going. We'll
top, but
go keep going into the rock. Like they were
yeah,
saying.
the rock is unidentified. They couldn't identify where it came from or what material it was, and they cross-referenced meteorites, a whole bunch of stuff.
A whole bunch of rocks that
Yeah,
the
all
University of
types.
Florida, right? That they couldn't match it with nothing.
Yeah, and they just pretty much gave it back to the owner at the time and said, "Here you go. We don't know what it is." And
That's
when
insane.
they
They
remade
should
this,
like try to match it up again or something to see like
I mean,
you can
maybe yeah,
imagine
with
if
today's technology, we find out that it was a ancient meteorite or something I don't know.
I'm pretty
I don't
sure
know what it
like
was, but it had to be something extremely strong to hold up 9 tons and make it so perfect that it would spin effortlessly. Like, it's
yeah,
crazy. It's crazy to me. But they had to
that's
shave
pretty
this
cool.
rock down too, and they built it back, and it didn't
Was it
work out
didn't
too
fit right
well.
or something?
They had to shave a whole bunch off and make sure it fit the right way because they couldn't get it just how he did it. And supposedly he only had a fourth grade education, and he's outwitting these professionals. And they decided not to put back that rock at the bottom, and they suffered for it. It didn't work. It didn't work at all. But let's keep going here. Here's another picture of the rock gate. That's how it is today
Yeah.
because it doesn't work. It's
Yeah,
closed
they
down.
have it's they got a gate off. Supposedly it's so like because it's the coral rock limestone and it's so kind of like old. It's kind of brittle, like if to
Well,
the
yeah,
like, it's dangerous. Like
yeah, it's because it's a brittle stone. So it's so they shaved it down so much, and it's just weathered
it's been
naturally
messed
over the
with, yeah,
time
too.
that
Yeah.
if they try to fix it, they're afraid that it's going to crack, and that's not going to be good. So they came back and they just said, just leave it like that. That's
I
your
don't
best
want no
bet.
lawsuits, man. Put a bar around that bitch.
Yeah, right. Nobody better try to push this and it falls. Crazy, man. This is awesome to look at. Steps going up right here. Probably to go up right here and you can look around and stuff.
Yeah, that's the
Pretty
entrance.
awesome.
So makes sense.
What was the original entrance?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into this planet corner. This is pretty awesome too. Here, not only does he have all these cool chairs and stuff that he carved out for his whole family that he wanted to have. Um,
That's
this,
insane. That's like the throne, right? Wouldn't you say
yeah,
like that
right.
middle one's like the throne?
This one right here.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man. He looked like he tried to carve some details into it,
Yeah, like
to all of them.
all those chairs are kind of different.
Yeah, this one looks a little weird. Like I wouldn't want to sit in that one. I feel uncomfortable. Like, you
Yeah,
know.
where you gonna rest your arms, bro? You're just gonna rest them up high as fuck like this. Come on, and he was small, so
Yeah, it's a little weird, but let's look at this stuff right here. These are actually all planets. Some people might think that this and this are two moons, but I mean that doesn't make any sense, right? Why would he
yeah, it's a
carve two
crescent. They're crescent
moons?
shaped.
Yeah.
Well, they're crescent shaped stones.
Mhm.
So I mean, it does look like a moon. It could be
Yeah,
mistaken for a
you'd
moon, but
assume immediately, oh, it's just two moons, but why? Why would he have two moons? We only have one moon, right? And I don't know. So, but let's start right here. We'll get into those. This one right here is Mars. And originally, Ed had a little piece at the top cut out, and he would put plants in the top of it, and little sprouts would be coming out the top, right there.
right?
And he would say it's because he believed that life was on Mars or previously inhabited Mars. So
Really,
that's an
I
interesting
didn't know
fact
about
right there.
that.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty awesome. And that was way back then. And this one, everybody can guess what this one is, Saturn. Nothing
Saturn.
special going on there.
It's
He
like a
made
whole
the
ring around
ring.
that bit.
Yeah, he made the ring and everything.
Nice as fuck too. Like it's
hmm For
be
him doing
hard for
all of
someone to do
this
that today.
by himself, it's impressive. It's impressive for sure.
Let's go into
So
that
this
big one,
big
the
one
big
right
crescent,
here, this big one is actually Venus. It appears in our skies as a crescent. It is the crescent of the east, is what I think Ed would refer to it as, crescent of the east. He uh he always referred to it as that.
because
I
like
believe it was in their pamphlets and also in an old newspaper article.
supposedly you can see it like that exactly crescent
Just like
with
that,
the
that's how you
naked
would see it
eye.
in the
Yeah,
sky.
supposedly like or through a telescope too. So
Yeah,
that's how
yeah.
he saw it. That's how he carved it. Same with
hmm And this one is Mercury, and it's the same exact thing. It appears smaller, This one is Venus. It would appear larger in our night sky. This is Mercury, and it would appear also as a crescent, sorry, uh, in our night sky. It's very
It's
interesting,
pretty cool.
you know. I'd
I
love to
thought there
show
were
you.
moons. Like when I was looking at it before, we dug into it. Like I
Me
was
too, man.
just okay. Those are moons, but okay, that's
I didn't
weird.
pay any mind to it, you know. I didn't even know that that was Mars. The only thing I really was certain of was Saturn, you know, because
Yeah,
it's easy. That's of course, you know, there's not going to be anything else other than Saturn, you know, for that. But
yeah.
you know,
That's pretty
I
cool
would have even
about
thought that
Mars,
that
though.
was
Like that, he put a little planet up there on the top, and
mhm.
we're trying to look for life on Mars right now. Like
Yeah, we're
that's
discovering it
crazy.
every day. There's water on Mars. There's I believe they actually say that there's moss that grows seasonally on Mars, where it it just randomly starts growing in certain rocks and stuff, very lightly, and then it dies out when the weather changes because there's no atmosphere. So there's no magnetic field to hold the atmosphere. So it
Mm,
won't work. You know, it doesn't stay like that for long.
right.
But enough of that. There's another
That's
picture of
interesting,
that.
bro. That's he knew something. He knew something about Mars before. I'm pretty sure. Then I don't think people were like, "Oh yeah, let's think about going life on Mars." You know?
Hmm. It's very impressive. It's a shame that looks like it cracked, but
Yeah.
it is brittle stone. It's not too. I think that's why he made it everything so big because he wanted it to last for a while, very long time.
Makes sense.
Let's see.
That's nice, bro. That's a very good picture right there too. Check it out on our YouTube channel, Third Eye Open.
Mhm.
We got other links and stuff, our merchandise. We also want to include always because we're trying to make a little bit of cash flow coming in to support our podcast, show, whatever you want to call it at this point. We're just trying to have fun and talk about
Here we go.
third eye possibilities.
Yeah, we definitely want to take this show to the next level. If we could actually go to these places, other than Coral Castle, this is easy for us to do, no problem. But we would love to go, you know, visit other places and sites inside the United States, controversial sites. You know, supposedly we have pyramids in the U.S. I would love to go investigate stuff like that. That's a dream of mine, just to be a investigative archaeologist of sorts. But
Uh,
let's see this right
Amateur
here.
archaeologists.
Yeah,
Hey, we don't need no degrees, man. We'll do it ourselves as long as we have the
yeah.
support behind us,
I mean,
bro.
hey, look at
Anything's
this.
possible at this
Ed had a
point.
fourth grade education, and he
Yeah,
did all of this, all of
yeah.
this. Uh,
Good example, prime example right there, man.
this is a part of the only monolithic telescope ever, right here. He has some crosshairs right here.
Monolithic, like the one that was just
Mhm.
recently found in Utah.
Yeah, but this is the only monolithic telescope. Okay,
Right, right, right. But
monolithic
just to
just
give an idea of
means
a monolith, like,
yeah, it just means giant rocks. You know,
yeah,
pretty much anything but
that's crazy.
really
That's
giant
impressive.
rocks. Hmm.
This guy just pulled that thing up.
There's a star in this fountain right here, just so you guys can see that right there. It's pretty weird. He had a whole bunch of little things that he added that you know was attributed to the sky. Let's move on
Yeah,
here.
probably did a lot of stargazing at night. I mean, back then in
Hmm.
Homestead, in the remote areas, I'm pretty sure the sky was lit up. I remember when hurricanes would come through and knock the
Yeah,
power out, the freaking sky would look crazy. Like you look up and I can only imagine then
yeah,
when,
man. I didn't want it to go back. I wanted the lights to stay off, man. I hated the lights. At that point, once I
yeah,
realized
it
what I
was
could see
awesome.
when I looked up, you know,
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
for sure. All right, let's see. Now this right here is actually purposefully done. This curve right here, people will probably look at it and say, "Oh, it's just a mistake. He just threw it up like that." No, he did it on purpose. This is the
Really?
constellation Leo, I believe, and on top of it, you can't really see it, but on top of it, there's a small little antenna almost made out of metal.
Really?
Yeah, and he
What
was
the?
using
That's
that
weird.
possibly.
Bro, that
People
was like
speculate
a
as a radio tower. You know,
yeah,
that's what he
bro. That
was.
was like that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I was trying to explain to you earlier. Like the monolith that was over there in Utah, and
Oh
then this
yeah,
big
yeah,
old
yeah.
pillar thing. It's probably
Monolithic
like
thing.
beacons and like little like checkpoints that
That would
so
be
the aliens
crazy.
know where they are in the freaking universe and stuff. They're like, okay, yeah, we're just past Earth. Okay, we got our checkpoints. Like,
That'll be crazy, man.
hey
That'll
man,
be pretty cool. If that is what it is. We don't know. We'll see. We just gotta wait and see what happens.
next 5 years, I'm calling it. I'm calling it. We're gonna know
Yeah,
about all this stuff. It's
should
just
take
getting
a
normalized right now.
vote. We're gonna
Under
put that on
the,
our
like
Instagram.
we said, under the cover of that COVID, bro.
Is it gonna be 5 years that we finally get some solid evidence on aliens?
Within, we'll
Yeah.
probably get like little teasers here and there, like we're already
Yeah,
getting
we're just gonna sprinkle it in here,
about this
sprinkle it in there. We're gonna be
got
like, yeah,
this
we have more
alien
COVID,
federation.
but there's also, an alien federation. Y'all are all going back on lockdown. But
Right?
guess what? We have an alien federation that we've been talking to for a long time. Like,
It's
what?
crazy.
Like, wait, what?
I know. Recently in 2020,
Yeah, right.
we have a little bit of UFO footage here we got to prove to you guys, and on top of that, we also we've been speaking to a galactic alien federation. Um, oh, let's
Man,
not forget about COVID. We need those shots, guys. Come on,
we
let's go
need
get them.
those crazy vaccines. That'll probably be a future show, hopefully. We would bring some guests on, but let's jump back into Core Castle. We're getting off topic here.
I know.
This, this
Hey,
is
but that's
the
how we. That's what happens when you get me and you together.
yeah. We get off topic. We keep going, go off the trails, off the rails a little
Hey,
bit
anything
there.
that comes to mind here on Third Eye sometimes.
That's true, man. Got to keep that thing open. This right here is the monolithic telescope. Has the crosshairs in the middle right there. If he built this thing like a few degrees off, it wouldn't have done what it does today. And I want to go into more detail there. You can see the crosshairs right there in the middle. It's kind of
Yeah.
at an angle, so it's not
Why does it say
perfect.
1940 on it?
I'm not too sure.
That's
I
weird.
didn't read too much into it. I figured it was just him dating it. I'm not too sure.
Probably. I mean, he
Uh,
didn't. He didn't
I don't
pass
know.
away until I think they said like in the 50s. So
Maybe that was
makes
a
sense.
special date for him. Might go into more detail. We'll have future episodes, I'm sure. Future
Oh, all our
forecast.
episodes are definitely gonna relate to this episode here. I bet. Like
Hmm.
this would,
Yeah,
he said this. He knew the ways of the
definitely, man.
pyramids and
This is actually there's a triangle piece at one of the corners of the wall, and you look through this little hole that's drilled right through it, and it lines up perfectly with that pillar, that telescope. So it's down here, and then way up here, you looking straight through it. And now the awesome thing about this, and let me see if I can get this a little bit bigger for you guys. The awesome thing about this right here is that when the star, I believe it's called Polis, is it shows up here. It's the North Star, right?
Horus.
So when it shows up in the top right, that means it's winter. And when it shows up in the top left over here, that means that it's spring. And in the bottom left, summer, and the bottom right, fall.
So you're telling me he
So
made this big ass stone and these little crosshairs just so this little ass star in a far galaxy far, far away to line up perfectly at the
yep,
top of this big ass stone.
just to look at that. Just to look at that. And the dead center is actually true north. So like that's another thing that people believe that he actually did know the secrets of the pyramids because the pyramids are aligned in that same specific way.
That's
So
so
this is
crazy.
it's pretty interesting. And again, this is the only monolithic telescope in the world. He made it. It's pretty impressive. Uh, it's insane. Who knows
Yeah,
how he
bro.
really did all of this? I
That's
wish
crazy.
we could live. This is some of
Unfortunately,
the machines that he used that we don't know what he used it for. It's very very interesting.
they look like car parts. I'm not gonna lie.
He repurposed a lot of
He
stuff.
yeah, he used a lot of car parts from abandoned cars from the 1920s and whatnot.
This is like some kind of generator or something. Like he cranked it up. It's like a little
But he made
handle
it
right
all
there.
himself.
Uh, right there, he would turn it. Right there. That's what it looks like, right?
Yeah, definitely like some type of gear that he got going on.
Got some wires over here. So he was
Yeah, there are a lot
definitely
of
using wires.
chains and stuff. So he
Electromagnetism.
was definitely using some type of pulleys and whatnot. But I mean,
Hmm.
this guy was 5 foot tall, trying to move. Like, no, he was
This is
moving.
definitely not something that a fourth grader does.
Right.
And we're gonna jump right into this. I'm sure you guys have been waiting to see this. This is the alien face just hiding out right there. Again, he didn't carve any other animals anywhere on the walls or anything. Why would he carve a monkey face? Why would he do that just for shits and giggles? Just oh yeah, everything else has a purpose in this whole thing, but this doesn't. Like this is just oh yeah, it's a monkey. Yeah, whatever. No, I don't think
Yeah.
so. Here's a better look at it. There's actually stairs right here that go up, and you can look over the wall. The wall's right up there,
All that kind of almost all looks like it's blends together. Not gonna lie, but
right? It looks like he's
but since you pointed it out, I
doesn't
can
it
see what you're talking about.
doesn't it look like the classic ET scene where like ET is hiding inside of all the like plushies and toys and shit, and he's just like there, like just chilling, like hiding, like
Yeah,
hey, right? Like is that
yeah,
meant to like symbolize that ETs are among us and they're hiding right there? They're right there at an arm's reach, right in front of
right.
us, right under our noses. Is that what that's meant to show us?
It always
Is that what
feels
he's trying
like
to tell us with this?
it's
You know?
always feels like it's like a symbolic way. Like you can't just know the truth right away,
Hmm.
you know. But
Whoa,
supposedly
there it is.
didn't you say that he referred? And I think that good close up right there. But you said he referred it also. This you said
Look
people
at that.
as his sweet 16 as well.
Yeah, yeah. This is what he would point at and say that this is his Sweet 16 when he was asked, "Oh, how about your Sweet 16? Sweet 16, you know, I heard that story." He would point right to this and say, "That's my Sweet 16," and he'd laugh. And I wouldn't want to be with that at any point in my life. So I
Right.
think he
So that's
meant it
what.
like figuratively, you know, like that's
Yeah.
something that helped me build all of this and gave me this knowledge. So he had to put them there. You know, he was grateful. I guess loved them in a way. You know, maybe not in that way,
Yeah.
but definitely maybe I don't know something about 16. You know, the steps, the number of steps that are in his well. He has a well on his property that he made.
Uh huh.
Um, go all the way down 16 steps. So I mean, I don't
16.
know.
Something about the
Just
number
a weird
16.
thing about numbers, you know. Uh, another part of the whole mystery there. But this was a good one to research, man. It was fun.
Yeah, I
Definitely
enjoyed
was
it. I
fun.
mean, getting our points out there and you know letting people know what we thought is
Hmm.
also fun too. You know, we get to express like what we learned, and it's been fun. And I mean, it's in Florida. That's what really made it interesting for me, and we've been there. So
Yeah, it was definitely a part of our lives, you know. Growing up, I've been there multiple times. Uh, something that I really really love. I mean, look at this guy's head. This guy's head just looks like an alien to me, man.
I mean,
Even this right here, like the nose, it's just two
I
little
know. Bring
dots.
up a picture of Ed Leedskolskin.
This gus gus
Leedskolkin.
gus.
Lidskul.
This
I just call
gus.
him Ed, bro. That's my boy. My boy Ed.
Eddie, there's your boy.
Everyone on that. Almost
Yeah,
looks
man.
similar, almost like he's like
Bro, I think he
just
looks
hiding
like you,
behind.
bro.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my
Look at me.
God, bro. Yo, let us know if you think in the comments, please, if Vance looks like Ed. Please, please,
Hey,
let me know.
no.
I can make my mustache like him, I think. Curl it up a little
Yeah,
bit. He was trying to fit in, I guess. You know, he's an alien, probably. Just trying to fit in, get a little hat. You know, supposedly he would only eat sardines and drink milk and bread and crackers and stuff. That's it.
yeah.
It's
Supposedly,
crazy.
he starved himself, and
Is
that's
that is
how.
that how he died?
I don't know if that's how he died. I mean, when I was researching more up about him, he got into the hospital, actually Jackson Memorial Hospital, right
Oh
there in the
wow.
hood, right there off US one, and he ended up dying of like almost like a month later in the hospital just from a kidney disease or something.
Wow.
But very interesting individual that we're talking about today.
And then look, when he had it, he didn't have it as with all these cool plants and stuff. You know, it just looks like
No,
ruins, really, already.
yeah, it was just chilling. Not, it definitely got spiced up when it got all like corporized and
Look, he
stuff,
had
you know.
one little plant right there. Yeah, I mean, he was.
It's unfortunate that it's closed today. I'm pretty sure due to the COVID situation and
I would
whatnot.
assume. I would assume that it would be due to that. I mean, I would love to go there again. I would have loved to go there before this video and take some video for you guys personally and have some commentary of me there. And that's definitely going to happen in the future when everything gets better and opens up and, this COVID goes away. But that's just something to look forward to, you know. It's
Yeah,
going to happen. We're going to retouch this, hopefully with new information, you know.
it's definitely going to relate to other stories that we're going to be bringing up in this
Hmm.
podcast show. So
Yep. The next show is probably going to relate to this in a big way. So it's something you guys can look forward to. And I definitely want to go ahead and plug the Teesprings. You guys could head on over to our store. Actually, we got the
yes,
website up and
sir.
running. The
Get
link
that
is in the
swag.
Instagram at Third Eye Open. And
Why don't you bring it up so I can see it?
no, I don't have it. It's not logged in, bro.
Oh, okay, that's fine. No problem.
Yeah,
What the
it's not
heck?
logged into it. I have to log into it and shit. But we plugged it
Well,
last
we
time.
got the link. We got the
Yeah.
links up on our Instagram, Third Eye Open. So go ahead and follow that. Um, we also have our YouTube that we got it. We got it corrected.
Yeah, we
Now
got the
Charlie was working
YouTube
hard on
on
that. So
fleek.
on fleek.
Yeah, we got it. We got everything, and everything is going in a steady pace. Forward, always forward. We appreciate you guys a lot. Without you guys, we couldn't keep on doing this. We couldn't keep on bringing these awesome videos and investigate these things. So we definitely appreciate you guys a lot, and we look forward to seeing you guys in live meetings that we could have every month, and we could bounce ideas off of each other. We could hopefully get you guys on the show, as guests, talk about specific topics that are near and dear to your heart that you
And how
believe.
do we do that again?
We're gonna do it probably on Twitch or Zoom when we do have them, but you have to subscribe on Patreon to be a part of these things. We're taking time away from our families, our, our our lives, to provide this service. So it is going to be needed for you to subscribe on Patreon to be a part of this live stream every month. So you guys could definitely go on there and go through Instagram or the links down below that I'll provide for you guys, and you can
Get
check
your
it out.
merch, get your swag on.
Yeah,
We got some
that's
sweaters
gonna
and
be there
stuff for
too.
this season.
Hmm.
And it's really cool stuff. Mostly, we got a lot of Sphinx. That's one of our main
Hmm.
logos.
Yeah, we really fell in love with that 3D Sphinx overall.
Yeah.
We love it. Definitely going to be getting some of those jackets in here pretty soon, and
There's
we'll be able
everything
to
on there. You
show it
guys go
off.
check it out. It's literally everything. Charles worked really hard on it. We
Yeah.
threw our ideas out on there. So, and we executed, and that
Yeah,
was
a
the
lot.
main goal. That's the main goal. Throwing
Yeah.
ideas, execution.
Yeah, that's the key, man. Consistency, consistency, consistency. Just on top of it all the time. But you know, I think this is a good point to end it right here. And
Yeah,
we'll see
yeah.
you guys next week. Until then, make sure you keep your third eye open.
Yes, sir. That third eye open.
Guys, I just wanted to talk up real quick about these two resources that I used extensively for this show, and a lot of my information came from them. Both of them have been on Ancient Aliens before, and both of them have covered Coral Castle very extensively in their own way. One of them is Praveen Mohan. He's known for a lot of his videos on YouTube, not only being on Ancient Aliens, but his research and investigative archaeology into these ancient Hindu temples and a lot of ancient Hindu artifacts. And he showed a lot of stuff, a lot of amazing and beautiful structures that are all on his channel. You guys should definitely go check him out. And as well, Graham Hancock. He has a lot of awesome theories about ancient high civilizations that could have possibly been in the Americas, and that fell due to a catastrophic event. And you guys should definitely look into a lot of his work. It's also very, very interesting. He's been on the JRE, Joe Rogan podcast, and show quite a bit, multiple times. So he's definitely worth checking out. You guys take care, and until next time, keep that third eye open.